Okay. I think we're probably in a good position here. Okay, this is strange for me. I don't usually do live streams, but I thought, hey, it's been a bloody long time since we last did anything on this channel. It's been about a month since I last uploaded a proper video that wasn't just an update. And even my update was pretty brief. It was a 15-second short. It was my first short. And it was filmed on holiday. So I thought, screw it, let's do a live stream. Let's see if anyone joins. It's a pretty inconvenient time for a live stream for the vast majority of you, because my audience is largely based in two places, America and the UK. Now, as I'm streaming right now, it is currently 4 minutes past 10 in the morning, and that means two things. The Americans are asleep and the Brits are at school and work. So this is a stream for the night owls in America and the unemployed in the UK. So I'm not expecting many people to join, but hopefully some of you guys out here watching this will be watching on the VOD. That is video on demand, right? I'm pretty sure that's what VOD stands for. Perfect. We have got someone watching. Cool. Okay, so I'm not here sat alone, so I'm just sort of looking over at my other screen. And actually, interestingly, I have got this set up. I've spent most of the morning trying to set this up. Okay. Oh, perfect. And Shane's here as well. He's in Australia. He's always tuning in, always leaving some great comments, and it's 7 PM for him, so it's perfect timing. But I have actually, and hopefully this will work, but you should now be able to see the back of my head. There you go, yeah, okay. So I've got two camera angles set up. So I've got my main camera over here. So the whole point of this one is it's portable, right? So you can see my main camera's over here. You can see my monitor to monitor the camera. And we've got this camera here that you can see me on now. And hopefully you can also hear me. Fingers crossed, hopefully you can hear me. But let's put this back for now. Let's put this back up here. And we'll go through what the intention is for this live stream, because it's not often I do live streams, and if I was going to do a live stream, it's usually got a big purpose, right? There's usually a purpose behind it. The last time I did a live stream was April 2020. That was the last live stream on this channel, and that was when lockdown first happened in the UK, and we did a really nice community quiz night, just a tech themed quiz night. And quite a few people came to that. I think we had about 20 or 30 people come to that, and it was a really good time, so I really enjoyed it. If that's something that people want to do more of, then yeah, we can certainly be doing things like that. But anyway, I digress. The point of this stream is, well, essentially, I've got a lot of things that need doing, so I thought you guys can come along whilst I do them. So there's lots of channel updates, there's lots of things that I need to be getting on with today, lots of tidying. My office is an absolute mess, but hopefully we can at least all enjoy ourselves a bit, have a chat whilst I go through and do some of these things. So one of the first things that I want to get sorted out is it's really quick, it will take us a couple of seconds, but I sold something on eBay. So we need to start by getting that sorted. So I'm going to move a box out of the way, and we'll come to this box. Because in this box is where I keep the things I'm selling on eBay. And the thing that sold was this, and I'll open it up in a second to show you guys what it was. But I think in here I should also have the packaging material. Yeah, okay, so I need one of these bags. And we'll just pop that there for now. So, what is in here? Well, this is actually, I've had this and I haven't really used it since I first got it, and I got it back in, I want to say 2016, 2017, roughly when this channel was first starting out. And interestingly, you might not know this, but this channel actually started as a platform for my Amazon reviews. So at the time, I was one of those people, yes, and I you know, there is shame in it, but you know, I will admit to it, I was one of those people that actually was sent things for free on Amazon in exchange for writing a review. Now, in my opinion, there's only really shame in it if you are being paid to give a good review. And that is something I always made sure, if something was bad, I left a bad review. So I gave out 1-star, 2-star reviews on Amazon, and I still got the products for free. Then again, I'd never worked with those people again because they were expecting 5-star reviews. I didn't give them, but that's what they were expecting. So this is one of those things that I got from back then, and it's just been sort of sat cluttering up my space since then. but it is a PCIe riser. So let's just open up one of them here. Let's have a look inside. So yeah, it comes with a little screwdriver, and there's 2 in the pack, so you get quite a good amount, quite good value for money, because I think I only sold this for about £6 or £7. And this is it. I mean, autofocus is disabled at the moment because it's this is being filmed on a DSLR, so I'll hold it back here and you can hopefully sort of get an idea of what this is. So it's basically just got an M.2 key here, and it just goes to PCIe 1X, and then you can just use it for sort of expansion boards that way, used in a lot of mining setups, things like that. So we'll pop that back, and that essentially I'm just going to package it up and we'll get it shipped off. I won't be going to the post office on this live stream, but I will at least put it in this envelope ready to go. There we go. Okay, right, that's the first thing ticked off the list. I would sort of sit and write the address and stuff on here, but it's a live stream and I don't really want to, you know, dox someone. I don't want to start giving out someone's address. They might not want that released out on the internet, so I'll keep that to myself. Yeah, see, I'm glad Shane agrees. Nothing wrong with doing reviews if you're honest. It's just one of those things a lot of people look down upon, and Amazon really clamped down on it, which is why I don't do it anymore. Amazon really make a they're very clear they don't want people doing that. You know, there was a point when I got banned from doing it because it was against their terms of service, so yeah, fair enough. So I thought, oh, okay, that's fine. I'll just make a new Amazon account, and I did that, and that worked for a couple of months. I mean, I think Amazon clearly cottoned on somehow. I don't know how they were doing it. Maybe hardware IP, I don't know. But essentially, it got to the point where I could create a new Amazon account with a new address, new debit card, new name, and they would still immediately, before I'd even written a single review, they would still immediately ban the account from writing reviews before I'd even written a single review. So that's why I don't do it anymore, is because it's literally impossible for me to do it. Amazon have just banned me from writing reviews on their platform, and so I haven't written one for many years now. It's a shame, really. It's a shame because I like to think that I added something to the community on Amazon. You know, I did some video reviews. I did very in-depth reviews. I think I got to the point where I was in the top 20,000 UK reviewers in terms of sort of, you know, on Amazon you'll have a button that says vote helpful, vote not helpful. In terms of that and views, I was in the top 20,000 Amazon reviewers in the UK, which I think, you know, I mean, it's not that impressive. I doubt there's that many Amazon reviewers, but I was at the time very happy with that sort of statistic. I thought that was interesting. Morning, Lee. Welcome to the chat. So I'm just watching sort of a couple of people filter into the chat on the stream. I think you guys should be able to see the chat. Yeah, you can. You can see the chat on the screen as well. Which, if you guys don't like that, feel free, let me know. I'll take it off. But yeah, so just for the people that have joined in, we're essentially just having a chat, going through some channel updates, and not really, there's no real point to this. There's no sort of real end goal. So we'll just end it when we end it. It might be in 20 minutes, it might be in 10 minutes, it might be in an hour, but the point is that we can just sit, chat, and have a nice time with an lttstore.com water bottom. Cool, okay, right. So let's have a look. What have we got to do? Well, I have... Yeah, as you guys might already know, I've been on holiday the last couple of days, about a week or so, and I've also just finished a job and I'm starting a new one. So things have been pretty busy for me, hence why we haven't had any sort of proper videos go out on the channel, but I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. And the next video that's supposed to be coming out is a video on... Let's see if I can pick up the computer, because it's a big one. It's a big computer. Really? It's this. That's really heavy. This is a huge case. It doesn't look that huge on the camera, but trust me, it is, and it hasn't actually got any hardware in it anymore. I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll find out when the video does eventually come out. It does have a 1000 watt power supply, and there were lots of other bits in here as well, including, I think it was a GTX 980. It was sold to me as broken, But how broken it was, well, I'll leave that for the video. I don't want to spoil anything. It was really, really interesting. I only paid £50 for the entire machine, and the only parts it was missing was a hard drive or SSD. So if you ask me, £50, and it included a 1000 watt power supply, a GTX 980, and a motherboard, CPU, RAM, water cooler. I think that's pretty good going. Anyway, let's put this back down because is it heavy. But anyway, like I was saying I was on holiday recently. Also, I've just seen a message in the chat. Do I stream on Twitch? I have in the past. And if it's something people want, I did some games. I think I was playing Civilization 6 on stream a couple months back. If that's something people want to watch again, then yeah, sure, I'm more than happy to stream on Twitch. Doesn't bother me. You know, I'll stream on YouTube, stream on Twitch. I'll go wherever people want to see. But yeah, like I was saying, I've been on holiday, and I don't really do sort of normal holidays, at least not at the moment anyway. So I was actually in, not quite the Midlands, I was in the north. I was just slightly northwest, never eat shredded wheat. Yeah, northwest of London. I was up in sort of Buckinghamshire region, and I did a lot of charity shop shopping. So I thought I might show you guys some of the things I got in the charity shops. Now, I don't know if you guys know what a charity shop is, because I don't know how much of an English thing it is or a British thing. But if you're not aware, I'll give a quick explanation. A charity shop is essentially a shop in which you can go and give things to charity. So, for instance, just take a random example. Let's say I've got this GeForce FX 5200 and I think, wow, this is, you know, a piece of crap. I don't even want to sell it on eBay. I don't value it. I don't want to sell it anywhere. Or maybe I'm just feeling generous. I'll go to the charity shop and I'll just give them a bag of things like this, and I'll just say, hey, you guys have this. This is yours. And then they'll put it out on the shop for sale, and people can come in and they can buy things. So usually the things that are in there are very cheap, because, you know, people give away cheap things, but also because charity shops just happen to sell things usually for less than they're actually worth, because they want quick sales to get the money for charity. So I love to support charity shops, and so I try and do lots of like gift shopping. I try to donate to lots of charity shops, and every time I go past one, I always try to go in to see if there's anything that I think is worth picking up. So I did do some charity shop shopping whilst I was away, and let me show you guys some of the things that I bought whilst I was on holiday, because I think they're actually pretty cool. So this I did not get in the charity shop, I will admit. I bought it at CEX, but you might or might not be familiar with this. This is a PlayStation iToy. I had one of these growing up. I think the PlayStation 2 was the primary console of my childhood. It's what I used to play on the most. And I actually did have a PlayStation iToy, and I used to use it. Bit creepy, but I did used to use it as a security camera. So I used to put it on my windowsill in my bedroom when I was about maybe 5-6 years old, and I'd poke it out the window and I'd sort of spy on people walking past my house with the curtains closed, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I thought I was, you know, I felt like Iron Man. It was really cool. But I bought this the other day because if you look at the label on the bottom, I don't know how well that comes. Yeah, no, this is the issue of not having autofocus. But this is actually 50 pence. So a working USB camera for 50 pence. Now, I will admit, this is VGA. So it's what, 640 by 480p? It is not a high quality camera. But for 50 pence, could it possibly be the best value camera? And is it better than a laptop webcam? So that's actually going to be a video that I will eventually at some point be working on, is it worth buying a PlayStation iToy as the cheapest webcam possibly on the planet? I don't think you could buy a webcam cheaper than a PlayStation iToy, because you can reliably get them for exactly 50 pence if you have a local CEX. Oh, and I've just seen Matt from Tech Tested. The Americans have awoken. Matt is here, and he's in the chat streaming with us. Hello, Matt. How you doing? Let's have a look. So Shane's talking about charity shops. He's saying we have them here too, like a pawn shop, but you just give them items for free so they can put all the profits to help others. Perfect. Okay, so we know for a fact the Australians have charity shops, and that's good. I love the Australians, and I'm glad they've got charity shops because I wouldn't want them missing out. So yeah, so we know what a charity shop is. That's good. So let me show you the first thing I actually got in a charity shop. And tell you what, the other things I don't know if I will be able to show you, but I'll just tell you about them. Now I don't know. Now I know we cover a lot of tech on this channel, and when it first started, we covered a lot of more consumer electronics because that's what I got from my Amazon reviews that we were talking about. So I think my first ever video, which please don't go and watch it, it's horrendous, but my first ever video was a Bluetooth speaker review. So I have covered audio products on the channel before, but I doubt the majority of you guys are here for audio products. So I don't know how much you know about them. I know I certainly don't know that much. But I do know that Sennheisers are usually quite a good brand. And so I found these in the charity shop. These are Sennheiser Precision HD 580s. You can see on the box right there. Now the box is pretty battered, you know, there's a huge tear in it down here. But when I saw these sat in a little basket, sat at the bottom of... imagine a wall of just crap, women's clothing in the middle, some like kids' toys at the top, and then a basket full of belt buckles and belts and all sorts of useless rubbish. With this sat at the bottom of it, I thought, hang on, you know, I've owned some Sennheisers in my time, and you know, usually the cheaper ones, sort of Sennheiser HD 215s. They were the first pair I ever had, and I loved those. I thought they were great, and they only cost about sort of £20–30. So I looked at these and I thought, these look like they could be quite valuable. And on this sticker here, it says £5. They were listed for £5. That's all they wanted. They wanted £5. So I went on eBay. I did my usual thing of going on eBay recently sold and saw that these were selling for between £150 and £200, which was way more than I was expecting. But yeah, there was no way I wasn't going to buy them. So I actually, I bought them. I went to the till. I said, yep, hello, I'll take these before anyone else snatches up that bargain. And I got myself a pair of HD 580s. So I have tested them. I took them home. I tested them out. And I will admit, at maximum volume, there is a little bit of crackling. You know, it's not perfect. But at anything other than maximum volume, these sound fantastic. And for £5, I am really not complaining. I think this is one of the best charity shop finds I've ever had. So I'm not entirely sure if I want to sell them or not yet. I'm sort of weighing up between, do I want to sell these or do I want to replace my Logitech G933s? Now the Logitechs are wireless, they're USB, they've got a microphone built in, but they are nowhere near as comfortable and they do not sound anywhere near as good as these do. This is like seriously top tier, sounds amazing. I mean, for £5, I think this has got to be the best headset on the planet. Yeah, so I am incredibly happy with this charity shop find. If you guys live near a charity shop, go in and look for one, because if you can find something like this, I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer, right? That is certainly a no-brainer. But we do need to find somewhere to put them, at least in the meantime, before I decide whether or not I'm going to use them or whether I'm going to sell them. So most of my stuff really goes up here in this. It was a built-in wardrobe, not a walk-in wardrobe, but it was sort of a built into the wall sort of thing. And I don't really have a dedicated place for consumer electronics in here. I've got lots of motherboards and power supplies on this middle shelf. I've got lots of graphics cards on this shelf down here. On the bottom shelf, I've got some crates. You can see a crate down there. That one has things for upcoming videos in it. And you know, that crate I showed you earlier, which has all of my eBay stuff, that goes down there as well. So I think I'll probably put it next to this box here. This is actually, interestingly, in this box is a PlayStation 1, which I've been working on restoring. So we'll probably just chuck it next to that. Oh, and there's a generic Android tablet, which is actually one of the things that I got to review when I was doing Amazon reviews. So I've still got quite a bit of stuff kicking about. But yeah, so I've just had that sat around doing absolutely nothing for about 5 years now. So that just sort of sits up there with the rest of the stuff. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, it is, Ashen. Yeah, those headphones up there for £5, it really is a steal. And I've actually been considering, you know, in the UK we have something called a boot fair. Now I know they don't have them in America. I don't know what it's like in Australia or in elsewhere in the world. But to sort of give you an idea of what a boot fair is, imagine everyone in your local town gets up on a Sunday morning about 5 o'clock, drives to a random field in the middle of nowhere, gets their cars, puts they load up all the stuff in their house that they don't want that's in a car. They load it in their car, they go to this field, and then they unload it next to their car. And then you just walk around at 5 o'clock in the morning till about midday, just looking at all of everyone's stuff. It's basically, imagine like a garage sale or like a sort of jumble sale, but rather than having to go to someone's house, you go to a field and everyone's in that field, and it's ridiculously early in the morning. So I've been to a lot of those recently as well, and I have been considering sort of like not live streaming them, but recording them and sort of going around recording and sort of showing you guys what's there, what I pick up and what I buy to resell. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, in America they've got flea markets rather than boot fairs, and yeah, that is pretty similar stuff. But one of the things I managed to pick up at the boot fair recently, and I really wish the guy selling them had 3 of these. He had 3, and I only bought 1, and I really regret not buying all 3 of them. But this is this is what I got. This here is an old. This is like a really old MacBook. So it actually opens up by pressing this button here, and then there we go. Now this here is actually before the MacBook branding. This is a PowerBook G4. So this, I think the latest operating system it can run is OS X 10.5 Lion. So this thing is aged and also filthy. Like, this is not showing up on the camera, but these keys have like a disgusting yellow marks. So I'm not going to be touching those without gloves. But this is also for an upcoming video. Whether it works or not, we are yet to find out. I have got a charger for it, but I only paid £10. I think that's a bit of a bargain. He had 3 of them. He was going to sell me all 3 for £3. So not £3, for £30. But I said no. I said I only want 1 because I don't know what condition they're in. I don't know anything about them. They didn't come with the chargers. So I said no. I'll just buy 1. And the one I bought, was the only one that had a battery in it. He thought this was the hard drive, but it's actually the battery, which is would have been quite expensive to replace. So I'm glad I got the original battery. But yeah, I mean, £10 for a PowerBook G4 in hopefully working condition. I mean, physically, it's in great condition. Dirty, but it can be cleaned up. And I think it does work. I mean, it seems to charge up. I haven't got it to boot into macOS yet, but I think I can get it working. So I think that has got to be one of the biggest, one of my favourite boot fair finds so far. And we'll put that down as well. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, Shane's saying they've got boot fairs for car parts as well. That would be really cool. I'd love to go to one for car parts. My car gets a lot of parts from the scrapyard. It's an old Skoda Fabia. So if there was like a good supply that I could go to get used parts for that car, oh, I'd love it. Absolutely love it. Cool. So yeah, and then I don't know why we've basically this has basically just turned into me showing off sorts of the things that I've bought recently. But one of the other things I want to show you everything now. This was all sort of here for me to tidy up, but now I'm just kind of showing you. Dank Pods. I'm sure everyone here has watched the Dank Pods channel. I've been watching it for about a year or so now, and have absolutely fallen in love with it. I had no interest in iPods whatsoever, but I've just suddenly got an urge to, get into them. So I went on Facebook and I saw someone, just by complete coincidence, who happened to be selling a job lot of broken iPhones, iPads, tablets, things like that. And I noticed in the bundle, in the pictures, were a couple of classic old iPods that listed as broken and faulty, not working. And he wanted to sell the bundle as a whole, and I wasn't interested in that. But we did some negotiation, and in the end, I was able to convince him to sell me both of these iPods for £20. Now, I didn't know the condition of them, so they might have been completely broken, but that was a risk I was willing to take, because I thought for £20, well, that's reasonably good odds. There aren't that many things that can go wrong with these, and they look to be in decent physical condition. So this is and I didn't know this at the time, but this is an iPod 5.5 generation, so it's the slightly enhanced version of the 5th gen. So it's got things like search, it's got video, and it's got shuffle. Is it shuffle? I can't remember. What were the benefits of it? I can't remember. But anyway, the point is if it's got any charge, which it does, hang on, it's turning on. You can see the Apple logo there. This works absolutely perfectly. So I have actually been using this. Okay, this might not work perfectly actually. It's just started beeping at me. I don't know whether that came up on the microphone or not, but it stops now. Anyway, the point is, this has been working perfectly, and I've actually been using it for my music for the last couple of weeks. I've really loved using it. Yeah, it sounds great. It means I can detach from my phone and I can still listen to music and don't feel like I'm sort of attached to the internet and people can contact me. So it's a very weird niche, but I've really been enjoying it. So I would recommend, if you can get an iPod cheap, pick one up. They're good fun to play around with. And the other one was this one, which I think is a 4th gen, and it does also work, but it is a chungus. Like, let's compare them side by side. Like, you know, this is about twice as thick as this, and it does actually interestingly have more storage. This is a 40 gig hard drive. This is a 30 gig. But this one, I've definitely been using this one. It's, you know, it's cleaner, it looks nicer, it's lighter, it's smaller. Definitely has been my go-to. So this one, I don't know what I'll do with it. You know, I might use it for a video, I might sell it. Haven't decided yet, but we'll find something to do with this one. It's but £20 for both. I think that was a pretty good bargain. Now, yeah, they need to go. All of this needs to go away somewhere. It needs to be put away. But before we do that, I want to show off one last thing, because there's a video series that I want to start doing. I haven't quite nailed down the naming yet, but it's something to the effect of I spent a week with, or I spent a week doing. Just to sort of, so that I can show you guys what it's like to actually try switching to something new and try something out, so that you guys don't have to spend the money or spend the time actually testing these things out, and you can sort of hopefully trust my opinion so that you can make an informed decision on whether it's for you. And one of the things that I thought would be interesting to take a look at, because it's not strictly tech, but it's an accessory for people that do tech, and it's these. And these are blue light blocking glasses, and this is probably one of the first things I want to test out. So yeah, this is, I have to admit, and you know, I will say to you guys right now, these were sent to me for free. I did not pay for these. These were sent to me by the company that make them, OcuShield. They are a UK company, and they said, we want to send you one of our products so that you can do a review video on it. And I said, okay, but there's a condition. I said, I've never used any blue light blocking devices before. I don't know what they're like. I have no experience with them. I said, I will do a video review on them, but it won't be from a scientific standpoint because I don't feel qualified enough for that. It's going to be my opinion, and it's going to be what I sort of, you know, think of the experience and whether I recommend them or not. So I'll wear them and I'll sort of see if I notice any differences. But if I don't, and I don't like it, I will say that in the video, and I won't, you know, I'm not going to sort of say to you guys, are you okay with me uploading this? I'm just going to upload it, whether you like it or not. So that was the condition. And I was surprised they agreed to it, but they did. Yeah, because lots of, you know, companies will agree to that with much larger channels when they're very confident in their product because it's worth it. Maybe it's because I'm a much smaller channel, they don't mind if my opinion isn't quite so great because it's not that big of a risk. I'm not exactly Linus Tech Tips. So yeah, I've got these, and I've said to them, you know, if I don't like them, I don't like them. But I asked them, you know, what's the best way for me to do this to get the best results? And they said, wear them whenever you are going to be looking at a screen. So that's right now. And I thought, well, today's Monday. I'm going to be looking at lots of screens today, and I'm going to be spending a week doing these things. So it probably makes sense, considering today is Monday, the first day of the week, that we start today. So I thought, well, let's start on live stream. So, haven't actually properly opened these yet, but it comes with a nice little carry case. And let's have a look. Okay. So this is, this is not a sponsored live stream, but I'm starting my week-long challenge today. Let's say that. So in a week's time, I will be done with this, and I will have a verdict on whether I'm going to keep doing it, whether I like them or not. And the first thing I would say is I think these cost £30–40 from OcuShield, and just from the feel alone, I'm going to say right now, I think they feel cheap. They feel a little bit flimsy. I am supposed to wear glasses. I have prescription glasses. I just choose not to wear them. These definitely feel cheaper than those, and I definitely paid more. Sorry, I paid a similar amount for my prescription glasses. So they feel very plasticky, quite flimsy, and I feel like I could break them if I wanted to. But I don't want to, so we'll be careful with them. And yeah, I can. Ooh. Yes, there's a lot of blue light glasses that have very strong yellow tints and make you look a bit of a tit. These ones don't. They look pretty clear, like normal glasses, which is nice. But weirdly, when I put them on my face, there's definitely a yellow tint. There's definitely a yellow tint that I can see. I think it's a yellow tint that I could get used to quite easily, quite quickly. But we're going to keep wearing these for the rest of the live stream, because I'm looking at screens and looking at my monitor over there. I'm looking at this monitor over here. So I'm going to keep wearing these for the rest of the live stream. And you guys can let me know. You let me know if I look a bit of a tit wearing these. I don't think they look too bad. I mean, I don't know if they suit me, but for a pair of glasses you can't actually decide the frame style. I think these look pretty good. So yeah, we'll start our week-long challenge, and then we will, I'll upload a video at some point, basically telling you guys what I think of them and whether I think they're worthwhile investing in, because I do sometimes struggle sleeping at night, and a lot of people put that down to, well, I use my phone. I use my phone as I'm going to sleep, so I'll sit and watch a video as I'm getting ready for bed, and then even when I'm lying in bed, I will sit and watch a video. And opticians, they say, you shouldn't have devices and be looking at devices with these screens about 2 hours before you go to bed, because the blue light is bad for melatonin production, and it can keep you awake. So it's the equivalent of looking at the sun early in the morning. It wakes you up. So I'll let you guys know if this has an effect on that, and whether I think it's a positive effect or not. So yeah, hopefully that's something that you guys will find interesting. Hopefully. So yeah, right, what else have we got kicking about that I can show you? Now I know there is, let's have a look at this, because, actually no, let's start by, I'll put my eBay box back away, because we also have this box. So I'm just looking at people's comments on the glasses. So they look just like normal glasses. Yeah, they look a little big IMO, but they just look like regular glasses to me. Yeah, okay, I think that's pretty good. If they just look like regular glasses, even if a little big, I think that's a pretty good consensus. So thumbs up from me for that. So I hate that like some of them look really yellow. I just think that looks really stupid. So yeah, these so far from an aesthetic point of view, I think they got a thumbs up from me. So yeah, in this box is a computer that I paid far too much for. Now, if you guys don't know, I think it's at the end of October, is the 20th anniversary of Windows XP. So I wanted to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Windows XP by actually following on in this spending a week using series. I wanted to spend a week using Windows XP as my only desktop operating system. And so I bought a computer of roughly the Windows XP era. Quite a good computer for Windows XP, I will admit. In fact, I think everything came out after XP, but it looks very Windows XP era. So I wanted to do a video where I go back, use Windows XP, I edit the entire video on Windows XP, I do everything on Windows XP. So that's what I'm doing, and I bought this computer for that project. And I paid about £60 odd for this computer, including shipping. And it's not worth that. It's not. It really isn't. But I will show it to you. So let's put it down, and we'll get it out. It's not in great condition, but I thought, hey, we can go back and restore this. I think that would make another, maybe part of the same video, maybe a different video. But I thought that would be an interesting thing for us to do. So let's have a look. Oh, it's beige. It's so beautiful and beige. Look at that. This is a beige computer. It's on the LGA 775 platform, and I think it has is it a 9800 GTX in here? Now, I'm looking at this Windows stick on the side of this, and it was clearly originally running Windows 2000, which was obviously before Windows XP, but that doesn't bother me. So yeah, this is our Windows XP PC that we will be using in our upcoming video. And what I think is really cool, and this is like the coolest thing ever for me, is this. Now, I don't know how sort of what the demographic of this live stream is, but old computers, roughly this era, and this PC would have been one of the last to have this cutout. But a lot of computers in the 90s and very early 2000s had a 25mm by 25mm cutout for a case badge, usually for the manufacturer to put some sort of logo. And I have got some custom made with the RMDTECH logo. So I was thinking, it was cheaper to have about 60 of them made than it was to have one made. So I made a ridiculous amount of them. So I was thinking it might be cool to give away some of these 25mm stickers, as a case badge for people. So I thought, yeah, imagine putting Windows 11 on this. Hey, maybe that'll be another video. Maybe we'll put Windows 11 on this. I think that'd be pretty good fun. So yeah, I thought about giving these away. I thought, well, we could sell them, but I'm not really about that. I mean, if you guys want to buy them, then hey, maybe I'll consider it. I don't have any sort of Patreon. I don't have anything like that. I mean, it would definitely help. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like I provide enough sort of content to you. I don't feel like I provide enough value to warrant asking you guys for money. So I was thinking, in the Discord, I want to encourage building a community where people are actually like chatting and engaging. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if in the Discord community, once you get to like a certain level, because I don't know if you guys know, but in our Discord, there are certain ranks you can get to by sending certain amounts of messages. So you send X amount of messages and you get to X rank. And I thought, well, once you get to X rank, once you get to a certain rank, then maybe I'll ship you, I will post you one of these stickers, because I've got loads of them. And then, then everyone can have them on their cases or wherever they want to put them in. You can send a picture, show it off. I thought that would be a really neat little thing to do. So if that's something you guys are interested in, then let me know. So yeah, 25mm case badges. I have got, interestingly, some other bits for this PC. Now, one of the things before I show you those bits, I want to show you what I want to do, because you'll notice that underneath here, it's a slightly different shade of beige. I need to retro bright this. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is buying a bunch of hydrogen peroxide and trying to retro bright this case to try and restore it back to a better looking condition, because it's got lots of scratches on it. It's very yellowed on the front panel. And I think we can make it look a lot nicer. I think that'll be an interesting video, because I haven't done anything like retro brighting before. So my first adventure in retro brighting, I think that'd be good fun to sort of show off on camera. Now, the side panel is closed with screws, so let me put this down. I'll get a screwdriver and we'll open it up and I'll show you what's inside. Now, this is actually one of my favourite screwdrivers. It's from Be Quiet. It's from one of their CPU coolers, but it's actually a really nice screwdriver. But what I am going to do is just have a drink first, because I've been talking for a while. My voice is starting to hurt a bit. Okay, cool. So, let's get this side panel opened. Now, this is definitely not the easiest way of doing it, but it's visually entertaining for you guys. At least I hope it is. That is the intention. So we'll do it in a way that gives me back pain, but means you guys have something to watch. There we go, support that with my knee. And are you ready for the big reveal? Wow, how disappointing is that? But yeah, let's have a look. So we've got an FSP power supply up here, which looks like absolute trash, but FSP actually make really high quality power supplies. So I rate this. You know, I'm very happy that it's got an FSP power supply. I trust it. I won't be replacing it. That's what we'll be using for the duration of the project. We've also got this pretty beastly, at least for the era, looking graphics card. Let me double check it is what I think it is. Yeah, 9800 GT. So that's what we've got in here. And that's what we'll be using. So we'll sort of try and play some games. I have been trying to pick up some more retro style games. So that I've got something to play and show off in this video. Now, I don't know what you guys think. This is a SATA hard drive in here, which is pretty flashy, you know, for Windows XP, having a SATA hard drive. But I'm not sure if I want to add an SSD or not. And you know what? Actually, no, I'm going to call it now. I will not be adding an SSD to this PC. I was thinking about it, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to add an SSD because it's just not... You wouldn't have had an SSD in this PC. You know, whoever built this, I'm sure they were great, but they never would have had an SSD. Not because they can't afford it, but just because they weren't really around at the time. At least not in any real decent capacities that would have made sense and at a decent price point. So no SSD for this PC. Let's close it back up. And I think it's not even a 1 terabyte hard drive. I think it's something stupid like 240 gigs, something like that. But all it's got to do is last us a week and edit 1 video. So I think we'll be okay. But yeah, definitely not worth the 60 odd pounds I paid for it. Definitely not. But it's surprisingly difficult to get beige ATX PC cases. Very easy to get a beige AT case, as I accidentally discovered. I did accidentally buy an AT case rather than an ATX case. And if you're not old enough or not stupid enough to have bought one, then you might not know the difference. So we'll look at the back of this case here. An AT case looks very similar because it's the predecessor to ATX, but it has some major differences. This is the motherboard I/O. You have all the motherboard I/O ports here. It looks beautiful. This does not exist on an AT case. On an AT PC, there is no motherboard I/O. You have lots of this sort of PCI expansion. I mean, it wasn't PCI at the time, but you had sort of similar looking slots. And that just went all the way up the back. There was a power supply, and there was expansion slots, but there was no motherboard I/O. So there's, unless you want to completely refurb or sort of design and build a new back panel to the case and new interior motherboard trays, it just gets very expensive and it is just not worth it. So you have to be very careful and make sure you pick up an ATX beige PC case if you want to do projects like this. And that is a mistake that I did make. I did buy an AT PC case. I bought an entire AT PC at the boot fair for £5, but that's now gone. I've got rid of that because it was useless to me. I couldn't put anything in it. I had absolutely no hardware that would fit in it. So it's gone. Not useful. So I'll put this back in the box. So yeah, oh yeah, I was going to show you the things that I've got to upgrade the PC, because I think it would be interesting to sort of turn it into a sort of weird combination of modern enthusiast PC, as well as keeping it very retro. So one of the things I got was this. It's officially a hard drive cooler. So this goes in one of the 5¼ inch bays, and it has some, I think it's 40mm fans. It's absolutely tiny. But the issue with this case is that it's got virtually no airflow. It's almost none. So having a 5¼ inch bay which has sort of fan grills and actual fans in it is going to help our airflow a lot. And so I picked this up. I think it was about £6–7. It fits the beige aesthetic. It won't match the colours perfectly until I've retro brighted it, but so with two 40mm fans and all the adapters, I thought that was a pretty good deal at £6 or so. So we're going to be adding that to the case as well, which I think is pretty cool. And one of the other things I've got to add to it, and I will admit, it is not exactly period accurate, let's say. Actually, no. Before we come on to the period accuracy thing, I'll show you some of the other things I got. Just not necessarily for this, but because they were cheap on eBay and I'm a sucker. So, I managed to get some case badges. So I got some quietpc.com, you can't really see it, quietpc.com 25mm case badges. I got some Zalman flat style rather than beveled, I can't remember what the term is, Zalman ones. And some interesting Cooler Master gear ones as well. They are sort of, these are made of metal, like aluminium, which I think is really cool. So I've got loads of those. So if anyone's got any retro PCs that they want a Zalman, a Quiet PC sticker, or a Cooler Master sticker, DM me on Twitter or Discord. Reach out to me, and I'm sure we can sort out shipping some out to you guys. Because I've got loads, I don't need this many. I think it'd be cool just to, you can have a bit of RMDTECH stuff. But yeah, the thing that isn't very period accurate, but I love it, I think this is one of the coolest things ever, is this. And I don't know how many of you guys will recognise this sticker just from looking at it like this. But back in the 1990s, there was an issue called the Y2K bug, or the Millennium bug. And when Best Buy were selling PCs in the run-up to this, to the year 2000, they actually had this sticker stuck on the side of them. It was a very similar sticker stuck on the side of them, and it said, remember to turn off your computer before midnight on the 31st of December 1999, because they didn't know what was going to happen if the computers were left turned on at the switch of the millennium. So they had this sticker on all of their computers that they sold to say turn it off whilst midnight is occurring, and then turn it on in the morning, and hopefully everything will be okay. So I had this sticker custom made, and I'm going to have it affixed to the side of the PC because I just think that's so cool. You might not agree, but I think that's one of the coolest things in the world. Let's have a look at chat. What's chat saying? Looks like my PC a bit cleaner. Yeah, I promise you, it might come across clean on camera, but in person this thing is filthy. It is scratched, it is horrendous, so probably not that clean. Might be cleaner inside, it does look pretty good inside, but on the outside, disgusting. Okay, yeah, so we got Vape and Gaming chat talking about the cable management, how clean it looks inside, and yeah, I agree, it looks brilliant inside, which is actually one of the things that convinced me. Unfortunately, it is missing a bloody foot on the bottom of it, which was not in the listing and I was not impressed about, but it's fine, I can replace the feet, no issue. It won't be standard, but I don't really care too much about standard. This is not a it's not expensive piece. Well, it was overpriced, but it's not. What's the word? It's not like a memorable PC. It's nothing. It's not a part of history, right? It's nothing that people can be like, oh wow, that's so valuable. It's such a collectible. So I don't care if I modify it. I don't care about any of those things. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and people agreeing that the stickers are really cool. And yes, I 100% agree, James. I did look really hard to find an original sticker. I tried my best to find an original sticker, but even if it had like been ripped off of a computer and it had no sticky left, I would have happily sort of just taken the sticker and sorted something out myself, because I would have thought that's so cool. I did actually find on eBay some software. It was in its box, and I think it was still sealed, but I'm not sure. I think it was about £25. And it was Millennium bug detection software. So it would essentially, you run this on your Windows, probably Windows 98, Windows 95 PC, and it would scan for software issues that could occur during the Millennium bug. Now, it didn't really scan, it more sort of looked at what you had installed and then looked up a database of things that people had manually looked at to sort of say, oh yes, this is incompatible or this is compatible, and it would basically just give you a health report. And I was, I really wanted it. I really, really, really wanted it. I ended up not buying it. I thought it was a bit of a waste of money. But I thought it would be so funny to, like, I don't know, run it on Windows 95, Windows 98 on this PC, or Windows XP, whatever. But then also run it on Windows 11, because that would just be weird. Running Millennium bug detection software on Windows 11. If that came back and said, "Oh, you're incompatible," then I just think that'd be really funny, because obviously it is compatible because it's 21 years after the fact. So yeah. If you guys really want it, then I guess I could probably go back and buy it. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it'd be interesting to get some Millennium bug detection software, just because I buy so much useless shit, and I feel so sorry for the people who live in my house with me, because it's everywhere. Like, my living room has 3 computers in it. There is 1 computer in the wardrobe. There are 3 under the bed. There's an uncountable amount in this room. They're everywhere. People would say I have a problem, and people are probably right. So yes, I am in the process of trying to sell some. I do have some listed for sale on Facebook, because they just need to go. And my rule with Facebook is list something for more than you think it's worth, because people will lowball you, and then they'll lowball you to the amount that you actually think it's worth. So quite often I'll sell something on Facebook I'll list it, for way more than it's worth. This computer I've got listed at the moment, I think I've got listed for £150 or somewhere around that ballpark. It's not worth that. It's worth nowhere near that. But I'm not expecting to get that for it. I'm expecting people to lowball me. Maybe not as much as they have been. £10 I think was a bit of an insulting offer, considering it even had an SSD in it. So but yeah, so I list everything about probably not double what I expect it to be worth, but maybe add 50% on, because that's probably where you're going to sort of end up negotiating to, and I think that's probably I think that's a sensible way of doing things. So yeah, that's sort of my way of trying to earn a bit more money to sort of reinvest into the channel. Though I don't really think I need to buy that much for the YouTube channel at this point, because I've got a lot of stuff left in stock for upcoming videos that I just haven't got around to making yet. Which actually, that's a good thing for me to show you. Let me show you some of the things I've actually got planned and coming up, right? So let me have one last sip from my lttstore.com water bottle, which I actually bought like a few weeks before the 40-ounce one came out, and I was so angry that I paid 20 for the 20-ounce one and then could have had the 40-ounce one. But okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the things that I've got. Oh, that's a lot of stuff just fell over, but oh well. This here is unopened. Haven't opened it up yet. Probably should have done, because I've had it for probably about 6 months, I think. It's well past the warranty period, so if anything's broken, that's my own fault. But this is an X79 motherboard, CPU and RAM bundle from China. So it does come with a 6-core Intel CPU, 16GB of RAM and an ATX motherboard, and I think the whole bundle was about £100-ish, £120, which I think was a really good deal, because let's compare it to something you could buy on eBay, let's say. So I think, the CPU is about equivalent to a 1st gen Ryzen, so probably like a 1600, Ryzen 1600, something like that. So let's say I wanted to buy a Ryzen 1600 based system. A Ryzen 1600 would be about, with the current market, probably just under £100 maybe? Yeah, probably just under £100. The cheapest possible AM4 motherboard, the very cheapest, is about £30, so that's, call it 120. Then 16GB of DDR4 RAM, that's going to hurt, that's expensive, so that's going to put you back about another £60 to £70. So that's, we're coming up to nearly £200. Whereas I think this is a very comparable system for not half the price, but maybe 2/3 of the price. And I think it's definitely a worthwhile consideration for a lot of people. Yes, it's outdated and it doesn't have anywhere near as good of an upgrade path. I will admit to that right now. Yeah, it doesn't compete in terms of upgrade path. But it's certainly an option worth considering, I think. So we're going to have a video on that and sort of the whole Chinese motherboard bundle sort of saga. And, I've had a lot of stuff from China. This one specifically is from AliExpress rather than Wish, but that's what we're coming to next, because we've had so much success with our Wish videos. I thought, well, we can't keep passing them up forever. It's been ages since the last one, so let's do some more. So we'll put this back and I'll show you what else I've got in store. Okay then. Oh, actually, before I show you the Wish stuff and all of that in that box, I bought this on Facebook. I don't know why. It's an old Apple iMac. There you go. One of the first ones in this sort of aluminium design. I think it might be the first one that had this aluminium design. It works. It was £20. I want to do a video with it, but I've got no idea what. I assumed it would be in worse condition and wouldn't be working, so I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll buy it, it'll be a good restoration video. But it works, it's actually not in that bad condition. So I think it'd be a pretty boring restoration video. So if you guys have any ideas on a video I can do with this, then let me know, because I'm all ears. Like, message me on Discord, put an idea in the video suggestions channel, something like that. I'd love to know what you think I can do with this. So yeah, we'll put that down. We'll put that down quickly. And I'm going to have a bit more water. I might have to go refill my bottle in a second because I've almost finished it. And yes, so I'm just seeing people saying careful not to dox yourself. Yes, I did scribble it out and the camera's out of focus, so that helps me. And also, it's not my current address, it's an old address, so we're okay. I've had it that long, I've moved house since I got it. So yeah, let's have a look. Oh. Oh, I moved it. That's my YouTube box up there. It used to be down there, but now it's up there. Installing Windows 11 on an iMac. That's a good idea. I like it. Maybe we'll do it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, here we go. This is the YouTube box. So everything in this box will get its own video, or at least be part of a video at some point. So there is a video that I am so excited for. I cannot wait to do this. I've already started filming. So AIOs, right? All-in-one liquid coolers. They're a great starter. But a lot of people start with an AIO and then they think, do you know what? I want to upgrade. I want to upgrade to a fully custom water cooling loop. But they're really bloody expensive. So I thought, can you convert an AIO, all-in-one liquid cooler, into a custom water cooling loop? Because the AIO has the pump, it has a radiator, it has 2 of the tubes, and it's got a CPU block. And it's quite cheap. All you would need to add is a reservoir and a GPU block. And then you've got yourself a fully custom water cooling loop. But will it actually work? And that's what I'm not sure. So, I have an AIO. I have a GPU block. I bought the cheapest stuff I could find, because if you're doing this, it's because you're cheap. So you're going to be using the cheapest stuff you can find. So I got the cheapest GPU block. I got the cheapest reservoir. I got the cheapest tubing. And we're going to take apart an AIO and turn it into a fully custom water cooling loop. And we're going to see if I can manage it without breaking anything, because I will admit, I've never ever done a fully custom water cooling loop before. So this is a really, really weird, bad way of getting into it. But that's what we're going to do. So hopefully, I really hope you guys like that idea, because if you don't, well, I'm going to do it anyway because I think it's so cool. Yeah, so that's going to be one of the things coming up. Another thing coming up is for, can you see it? Am I in the way? I think I'm in the way. This PC here, I've had it for so long, and I've been meaning to do a video with it, but I love this PC so much that I want the video to be perfect. so we haven't got anywhere with it yet. But this box here is full of silver 5¼ inch expansion devices to populate the front panels of this silver chassis. I'm not going to spoil anything now. I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell you what the video is going to be. It's going to be the ultimate Windows Vista gaming PC. And that's what this case is for, the ultimate Windows Vista gaming PC. I'm starting to collect the parts. I've got the best CPU that was available for Windows Vista. It's the world's first consumer quad-core, an Intel QX 6700. So we're going to be using that, and I just think that's going to be such a cool video. I just need to make sure the execution's there. So that's why that video hasn't come out yet. I also have, let's have a look here, a prop for the Windows XP anniversary video, which is Windows XP for Dummies. If you know, there might be a dedicated video for this somewhere out there. We might be able to think of something that we can do with Windows XP for Dummies. I can't think of anything really. I haven't given it that much thought, but if there's something out there, I'm open to it. What else have we got? Oh, yeah, this is cool. I think this is cool. There are kits you can buy for making your own custom I/O shields, because a lot of people lose them, or they buy motherboards used and they don't come with a custom I/O shield. So I want to explore the possibility of creating your own I/O shields so that you still have a reasonable aesthetic to the back of your PC if you have a motherboard for whatever reason that doesn't have an I/O shield. So we're going to do a video on that. So this here, I don't know what we can use this for. It might just be part of the Windows XP video, quite possibly. That might just be how this goes. But this here is a 4D mouse. So I bought this brand new. It's never been opened. It's a 4D mouse. I have no idea how. It's wireless as well. It uses an infrared sensor there. It looks so stupid. It's so perfectly early 2000s. It's got phrases like "feel the effortless." Feel the noiseless comfort. It's wireless, infrared. It has 2 scroll wheels. I don't get it. I don't understand. Is one for horizontal and one for vertical? Actually, yeah, it is. It says it right here. So there's a scroll wheel for horizontal and there's a scroll wheel for vertical. Why? I don't understand why. I mean, horizontal scrolling, it's really not that big of a thing that I need a dedicated scroll for it. But hey, that's really cool. So this is advertised for being compatible with Office 97 in 2000, so it gives you an idea of when this sort of thing was released. It says the mouse works within 1.5 meters, compatible with Windows up to Windows NT. Okay, so that means we're only going to be able to use DOS-based Windows. This is not going to be useful for the Windows XP PC. We're going to have to go back further. Okay. Yeah, battery saving mode means it gets up to 7 months with an alkaline battery. I think this thing's really cool. I think that's a really cool little gadget. So we're gonna use it at some point. I don't know how, I don't know what for, but we're gonna find a way because I think it's cool. I buy too much useless stuff I don't have a need for. So that's actually, we don't need it in this packet. Oh, I'm glad don't live there anymore because I've just shown you all where I used to live. Oh well. There's a bit of paperwork in there. That can go in there. Oops. Yeah, careful not to dox yourself. Should have listened. Should have listened. We've also got UV fans, beautifully ugly. I won't get it out, but at the bottom we've got a TiVo box for... See, Linus Tech Tips did a video on TikTok, Tech Hacks recently, and he was talking about TiVo boxes and getting hard drives out of them and whether or not it was good. And he came to the conclusion that it wasn't. But I strongly disagree. I do strongly disagree because he was saying about how you don't know what you're going to get. Well, a lot of the time you actually do. A lot of the time, you can see through the gaps in the air vents and you can actually see the hard drive. A lot of times it will say on the model number, it will say in the device specifications on the bottom of it. And they always say and you can get up to 2 or 3 terabyte hard drives this way, and they are incredibly cheap. A 2 terabyte hard drive used costs about £30–40. A TiVo box with a 2 terabyte hard drive used definitely doesn't usually cost that much. I mean, if someone knows what's inside, yeah, it might cost that much. But the average Joe selling it, no, you might get it for a £5, £10, something like that. So it's definitely worthwhile because, you know, once you've reformatted it in Windows, because it won't be NTFS formatted, but once you have reformatted it, it will work as a normal drive. And chances are it probably had less usage than a normal drive. You know, it's been sat in a TiVo box. You know, not everyone records stuff, and when they do, you know, how often are they actually recording new things? I mean, personally, I very rarely ever recorded things when I had a TiVo box. I don't anymore. I don't pay for TV. I don't watch TV. It's all YouTube and Netflix for me. So yeah, I think that's, you know, I think that was the wrong conclusion to come to. I don't think they did it justice. But regardless, who am I to judge? What I want to show you though is this, because this is something I am quite excited for. I've done lots of videos on Wish graphics cards. I've done videos on fake Wish graphics cards. I've done videos on graphics cards on Wish that turned out to actually be real. I've done all sorts of videos, different types of videos. I mean, I was the first person ever to do a Wish PC video. You know, that's what a lot of my subscribers came from. They came from that video. But what I have never done is a video on the cheapest graphics card from Wish. And in fact, it is so disgustingly cheap that it's not even got its own dedicated box. It shares a box with a USB adapter. So when you look inside, the graphics card looks like this. It's so old and so terrible. It doesn't, not only does it not require fans, it doesn't require any fans, but it also hasn't even got a heatsink. There is no heatsink whatsoever on this thing. So, you know, it requires literally zero cooling. So the zero cooling, cheapest graphics card on Wish. If that's not a video, I don't know what is. I mean, that won't be what it's called, of course, but it's a cool video. And there's another video that I've been excited to do. So this forms another part of my spending a week with series. So spending a week with these glasses, spending a week with Windows XP, and spending a week without a smartphone. So this is a feature phone. It's not like a Nokia brick. It is a feature phone. It's a Vodafone 543 that I bought on eBay. It was the cheapest phone I could get on eBay. It's the cheapest working phone. So I was happy to take a brick. I was happy to take a feature phone as long as it wasn't a smartphone. But it had to be the cheapest phone on eBay. And this is it. It came with a charger, came with all the accessories, and it came in this box. And it also came with the previous owner's data on it, including pictures and texts and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I want to spend a week without a smartphone, and the only way people will be able to contact me is via text message or calling. And even that, it will be painful because it doesn't have a touchscreen, so I'm going to have to type a reply with a keyboard. It's going to be interesting for sure, because the last time I did anything like that, my very first phone ever was a Nokia N73. So it had, you know, a 9-button pad. You know, that's how you text. And I didn't text on it because it was such a pain in the ass. It was my dad's. It was a hand-me-down from my dad, and it, you know, it was one of those phones where I was petrified of going on the internet because I knew the internet cost a lot of money on a mobile device. And so one time I accidentally clicked on the internet icon and I went home crying because I thought my mum was going to tell me off because I had cost a fortune using the internet on my old Nokia. I mean, I hadn't, and I didn't get in trouble, but I was petrified of it. You know, this is the phone that, you know, I was about 10, maybe, 9, 10 years old when I had this phone, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And, you know, I felt really cool, and I was such a tit when I was younger. You know, I used this phone to prank call the local Indian restaurant. I mean, I did it maybe once or twice, but I thought, oh, hilarious. That's what Bart Simpson does on The Simpsons. So I'll do that as well. That'd be really funny. It wasn't funny. It wasn't cool, but at the time, I thought I was the bee's knees. I thought I was hilarious. Anyway, let's put this back. So yeah, that's pretty much a summary of all the things that I've got planned for the coming weeks, months. I mean, it'll definitely be months. There's no way this is done in the next few weeks. Might even last us to the end of the year. T9 keyboard. Thank you. That's the name I was thinking of but couldn't remember. T9 keyboard. So, yeah. Oh, actually, quick question for you guys. Completely untech related, but maybe someone can help me. I have a dying plant. I say dying, it's dead, pretty much. I mean, it looks pretty dead. The stem is still just about green. This was, believe it or not, a chili plant covered in chilies, beautiful chilies and beautiful leaves. And look at it now. My boy, my boy is dead. So I'm desperately trying to save it, but I just don't know what to do. So if anyone's got any advice, this is it. Please let me know. I'd be happy to take some advice from you guys on how to resurrect my chili plants, or feel free to say that thing is dead, it's never coming back. I won't believe you. I'm still trying, but you're probably right. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's what I've got to show you guys. I've shown you all my upcoming project ideas. The only thing that's really left now is just to tidy up my office a bit, because it is a bit of a state. So I've got to sort of work out where everything goes. So actually, let's switch cameras quickly. Because I think the majority of the people on this live stream wouldn't have seen the other camera angle. So we'll come up here. Hello, everyone. Hello. So, got this screwdriver. Just gonna put that away in my screwdriver drawer. There it goes, down there with all the other screwdrivers. You live in there now. Beautiful. Yeah, that's the extent of me putting things away. So we'll put things there. There we go. So we can see my beautiful. Oh, actually, yeah, because you guys never see this angle of the room, do you? You never see my beautiful features like a map of the world. There you go. You can see where this live stream's coming from. That's where we are, right here. It's beautiful little islands. God save the Queen. I imagine there's some of you probably over here. I know there's some of you down here, down in Australia, and you can see, oh, it's maps without New Zealand. New Zealand's cut, New Zealand's on the map, but you guys can't see it. So this is a map without New Zealand. There we go. So yeah, I need to do some tidying. So there's all sorts of cables just littering the floor. Oh, and yes, to answer your question, the twigs are brown. Twigs are brown, but the main sort of stem is still green. So yeah, I've got to put all these sorts of things away. And unfortunately, I didn't think this through, because I thought, oh yeah, I'll do that on the live stream. And then I put my tripods in front of the drawers they go in. So they go in this drawer here. Let's see if I can... No, I can't get in there. So that's going to have to wait. Oops. Didn't think that through, really, did I? So yeah, we'll put you guys back up here. There we go. Yeah. So we'll put some bits away, like this FX5200. It's for sale on eBay. If anyone wants to bid on it, please buy my FX5200. I want to get rid of it. It was in a video, so ebay.co.uk. Please go buy my FX5200, please. Where's my eBay box gone? Oh, here's my eBay box. There we go. Right, that's away now. So we've got lots of things to put in the bin and whatnot. Rail tickets, that can go. things to go on eBay. You know, we've got this tablet here is actually quite cool. It runs Android and Windows 10. It dual boots both of them, and it does that out of the box. That's how it's designed. It's horrendous. This is one of the worst experiences I've ever had. You know, the Wi-Fi barely works. I've tried to sell it before, but I just felt so bad. It's so horrendous. I couldn't bring myself to sell this to someone. So it's sat in my room ever since. Got my old Galaxy Tab S3 or whatever it's called. That needs to go on eBay. That needs to get sold. So again, back in the eBay box. Now I don't have a place for stickers. Oh, the FX5200. Is it PCIe or AGP? I think it's AGP. Yes, it is. It's AGP, I think. But yes, I need somewhere to put all my stickers because I've got those and I've got these that I was talking about earlier, and I've got all my quietpc.com stickers that I can show you guys on this camera. There you go, quietpc.com. That might be a little bit better. I think you can see that a bit better. And I've got some tiny little. They're quite cool actually. They're sort of a bit reflective Zalman stickers. I mean, Zalman's not a particularly big brand anymore, but hey. So yeah, I need to find somewhere to put my stickers, and I'm thinking. I mean, look, let's have a look in my drawers here. This is where I keep my CPUs and RAM in here. So, so you've got RAM here. So is that DDR? Well, that's DDR3 in there. I can tell you that. That's all DDR3. Oh, that's all DDR1 in this one here. And then that must mean that this is all DDR2 in here. My DDR4 RAM, I haven't actually got that much of, but that's in my CPU drawers, which is in here. So there's a tray of CPUs, and then there's another tray of CPUs that you can just about see in there. So there we go. That's my drawers. Oh, and also, there you go, you can see the for the Windows Vista PC. Oh, come on, focus. The Windows Vista PC, the QX6700 is in there. So yeah, I think, can we justify putting stickers and case badges in here? I think we probably can. So that's what we're going to do. They're all going to go. I hope you guys can still hear me because I'm using that microphone there, which is behind me and is definitely not designed for me facing the opposite direction. But hey, that's all in there now. And we can also see this webcam over here, the DSLR, is running out of battery, so we'll turn that off. And actually, tell you what we'll do is we'll get a new battery for it, because I don't actually have the adapter. There's a lot of, you can buy adapters for DSLRs and things, so you can just plug it into the mains. I do not have one. That is one of the things that I need. It's not one of the things that I own. So it's something that I need to get, because if I'm going to do things like this live stream, it would be incredibly useful to have. If you're wondering why I'm down here squatting, it's because this is where I keep my DSLR battery cameras. They're both here. So put that on charge, and it means I can take this and we'll spin you around so you can see, and I'll change the battery over quickly. Oh, sound is good, perfect. I'm glad you could still hear. So there we go. We'll take this out. And we'll swap the batteries over. So, old Canon battery, cheap Chinese knockoff battery. In it goes. There we go, and we'll turn that back on, and hopefully, hang on, come on. Yeah, you can see me again. There we go, and we'll put this battery back. So this will go back on charge, and so hopefully by the time this battery's died and the next battery's died, that one will be fully recharged and we can keep the cycle going. I've got 3 batteries for it, so it's inconvenient in comparison to having a mains powered camera, but it gets the job done just about. Remove my glasses. Unfortunately, RedX FF, I cannot. So if you weren't around for the stream earlier, I cannot remove the glasses unless I am not looking at screens, because for the next week I am filming a video in a new series called Spending a Week With. And so one of the exact first thing I'm doing is spending a week with blue light blocking glass, or blocking, what's the word? Not diffusing, not refusing, just reducing it. Blue light reducing glasses. So I'm spending a week with those to evaluate whether they're actually worthwhile and whether you guys should invest in them. So all the time I'm looking at this screen, I'm looking at that screen, I'm talking to you and I'm live streaming, I've got to be wearing the glasses. And actually, let's go for an update. Are they comfy? I can definitely notice I'm wearing them, but I think that's because I'm not used to wearing glasses. I think, do you know what, they're actually quite comfortable. I've gone through quite a few pairs of glasses over the last couple of years and sort of, you know, had to add little tips and stuff on the end just to sort of rub, like little rubber bits, just to make it a bit more comfy on my ears. These are pretty comfortable. They're very light. So maybe that was a design choice. I criticised them earlier for feeling very flimsy in my hands, so I will take them off quickly. I criticised them. Oh wow, I'd gotten really used to how the colour had shifted with these. Everything feels a lot more blue taking these off. That is weird. They don't look yellow, but that is weird how it blocks it so well. So I criticised them earlier for being very flimsy, but they're actually very lightweight, which I suppose is a good thing because it means they don't put as much pressure on your ears, it's not as uncomfortable. So yeah, swings and roundabouts, I suppose. I suppose, you know, some people might like it, other people might dislike it. Thank you. Filtering. Filtering is the word I was looking for. Not reducing, not emitting, filtering. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. So yeah, it's really just a case of let's tidy some bits up now. So if that's not interesting to you, then I guess you can scoot off now. But if you want to stick around for some tidying up, then let's do that, because that's what I need to do today. So, you know, I've got things like this. When I used to record, before I got this microphone, this is an AT2020 USB. Before I got this microphone, I was previously using this Rode lavalier microphone. You can see that there. I'd have it sort of pinned there. You can see it in lots of my older videos. And I would use this cable here to sort of extend that, so it would sort of come from here all the way to the camera over here, because this is designed for a sort of transmitter receiver pack sort of attached to your waist. I don't have one of those, they're expensive. I'm not made of money, although you wouldn't believe it when I sit here buying stupid amounts of computers. So yeah, maybe that's something that's worthwhile me investing in, but in the meantime I will just continue to use one of these. So yeah, I will take, I've got loads of these are just sort of Velcro ties. I use them all the time. I absolutely love them. They're so handy for just sort of keeping cables managed. And if you don't know, the best way of tying up your cables is like this. So in a circle like that. You know, you don't want to, let's just start again. So the way you don't want to be doing it is like this. Lots of people do it like this. Not only does it take longer, look worse. I mean, yes, it's more space efficient. It's definitely more space efficient. But that, you know, this pressure on the cables like this, it's not good for them. You'll break them. So if you want them to last longer and you want to save some time, it's much better to just sort of put your fist like this and just wrap the cable around your fist like that. Really quick, really easy. When you're done, take your hand out. There you go. I mean, I feel like I'm teaching you guys to suck eggs here. You know how to do this, right? You're not idiots. But it's just, you know, in case you don't know, in case you don't do it like this, this is how I recommend to do it. And then just sort of get your Velcro tie and round it goes. And then for me, this actually, and I'll switch to the other camera. Here we go. And then under my desk, Oh, I've just knocked a USB. But anyway, under my desk I have this nice little hook, and it just hooks on there, out of the way. And that is, for me, the perfect setup, because it's really easy to access, because I do need to access it quite reasonably regularly. So having that there is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It saves so much time. I don't have to go in drawers, don't have to go looking for it. It's always within arm's reach. So yeah. So I'll just quickly untangle the knots on the lav mic, and then we'll just do the same thing again. Here we go. Oh, actually, here's a good question for you guys. Here's a question. Do you guys mine Bitcoin at home with your PCs? Not, I don't mean do you have, well, I mean, I'll be interested to know if you have a mining farm as well. But what I really mean is, do you use your desktop PCs, your main PC, as a mining rig when you're not using it? I'd be interested to know that, because that is something that I do. I have a RX 6800 that I bought from Scan earlier this year. I think I paid ridiculous amount for it. It's not worth anywhere near this much. I paid, I think it was £700. I think I paid £700 for my RX 6800, and that replaced my Radeon Vega 64. So I use that to mine, and I just want to know what you guys think. Is it worthwhile or not? Because personally, you guys don't do it. That's fine. I do. You guys don't. I do. But I have unlimited electricity where I live. So no matter how much electricity I use, I do not pay more. So I could have an entire mining farm going in my house, and it will not affect my electricity bill at the end of the month. So I leave my PC mining for a lot of the time, and actually you'll see if I switch cameras again, we'll switch to this camera. I use extra fans, so I use this USB fan and I use that PC case fan as extra cooling for the graphics card. You know, it's undervolted, it's all undervolted, so you know you're going to use less power, it's going to get less hot. And I try to keep things pointed at the VRMs as best as I can, like the VRAM modules. Just try and keep it cool, because that's the bit that gets hot. Not VRMs, that's not what I meant. So yeah, I mine, and I think it's worth it personally, because since I got the graphics card, it hasn't been mining 24/7. You know, it's not mining right now. But since I got it back in April-ish time, March, April time, it's been mining on and off, and in that time I've made probably about 300, maybe 400 pounds, which I don't think is that bad. I think that's pretty good actually, because if I bought that graphics card for 700 and I made back, we'll go for the lower amount, 300, that brings it down to 400 pounds, which is where I think the graphics card is probably worth it. I think you can justify spending 400 pounds on the RX 6800, and so any money I make from here on out, I'm considering as profit. I mean, it's not profit until I've made another 400 pounds, but I'm considering it as profit, because I'm happy. I mean, I sold my RX Vega 64 for 400 pounds. So I guess if you factor that in, I am in the profit now, because I sold the old graphics card, I bought the new one, made the extra I spent back from mining, and now everything extra I get is all money made, right? Are we all in agreement on? I think we can all agree on that. I think that's sound logic, I think. So yeah, I think it's a worthwhile thing to do. You know, it's got a 1 year, is it a 1 year warranty, 2 year warranty? So it shouldn't break, and I mean, I haven't really read that much into it, but I think they should honour the warranty on it, even though I've been mining. I think they should honour the warranty. I mean, how would they know? The meme, how would they know? They have to, yeah. No, I don't think they would know. I don't think there'd be anything they could do about it. I think they'd have to replace it, or at least refund me or something. So yeah. Sorry, hang on, I'm reading chat now. Yes. So the PC that's behind me, one I was talking about, earlier and didn't want to ruin the surprise of. Yes, the front panel audio. It's not normal. It's not like a modern case. It doesn't connect to the motherboard directly. It goes from the front panel through the chassis, out the back, and plugs into the back of the motherboard. It's terrible. It is terrible, but it's got so much charm. I just love it so much. So yes, to answer your question, that is exactly what is going on there. And no, I have no intention of changing it. I could change it. I could fix it. I could have it all internal, but I have no intention on doing that. It just looks so stupidly cool. So it stays as it is. And yeah, so cables. These are really nice earphones. These are earphones I've had. I tried them out. I think I was on holiday with my family in America, and I was in the airport waiting. I was sort of going through different shops just to kill time, and I went into an audio sort of shop and tried out some earphones. And the earphones I tried out were these ones. They're Shure SE215s. And my god, these are like, I mean, they were expensive when I bought them. I have no idea how much they cost these days. When I bought them, I think they were about £100. They cost about £100 when I bought them, I think. I don't know what they're worth these days. But they sound so good and they fit in your ears amazingly. So yeah, if you want my earphone recommendations, Shure SE215s. Fantastic earphones. But I'm not using them in this very second, so they are going to go away in the drawer. There we go. Put them away. And again, I had to buy this cable. This is a 30-pin Apple cable. Is that what it's called? An Apple cable? I don't know. It's a 30-pin Apple cable. There's probably a more correct name than that, but that's what I'm going to call it for today. I had to buy that for my iPod because I didn't have a charging cable. So now I can charge my iPods, I can charge my iPod 4th generation Touch, I can charge my iPhone 4S, all these devices that I don't use, but I can charge them. Or I say that, I use my 5th gen iPod, I do use that. I feel really stupid using it, because I feel like one of those people that's just doing it for attention. And they're like, oh yeah, someone asked me about my iPod, come on someone, please ask me. Look, I feel like one of those people is like, oh, get it out, leave it out, just holding it, walking around like this, like, oh yeah, look at my iPod. I'm not, I don't think I'm like that, but that's what I feel like when I use an iPod, because I feel like that's what people will think of me when I use an iPod. So yeah, cable goes in the cable drawer. I actually have 5 cable drawers, all with different uses. So I've got one for USB cables of any type of USB. I've got one for internal PC cables. I've got one for any cable which isn't USB or an internal PC case or a power cable. That goes in the next drawer down. The drawer below that is for adapter cables, and the drawer below that is for power cables. So 5 drawers dedicated to cables. Some would say I have a problem. I would agree. I have a problem. I've bought more cables. You know, the cable which is connected to this camera and sort of going to my capture card, that I bought yesterday. You know, that was another cable I've added to my collection of cables that I realistically speaking don't need. But hey, I mean, the live stream I think looks nice, right? This is a reasonably nice looking live stream. I don't know. I mean, the lighting could be better. I could probably turn on an extra light. Does that help? I think that's a little bit better with an extra light. Hey, I could even turn on this light behind me. This is one I use for filming. I mean, that's not really going to help. Actually, that might look a little bit better actually. Sat here. Let me turn it off again. I think it does help a little bit actually. I think it does. But it's probably a bit distracting having it turned on, so we won't do it. So yeah, you know, I've got Tesco Club card vouchers. Let's make sure it's all covered. Tesco Club card vouchers. The receipt and shipping stuff for the glasses I'm wearing. Cover everything because I don't want to dox my current address. That will go in my document drawer. That can all go in there. What else have we got kicking about? We can probably tidy up things like this. You know, the glasses case. Actually, no, we're going to leave the glasses case out because I'm going to have to carry it around with me everywhere. But I will put this box here for the glasses. And if you are interested, the company that I'm working with on this video is called OcuShield. So you can see this is the box for the glasses here. £30–40. I'm not sure if I think it's worth it or not yet. We'll see. We'll have to wait till the end of the week. But the company is called OcuShield. I thought they were pretty cool. You know, they've been on Dragon's Den, which is one of my favourite TV programmes. They were successful on Dragon's Den as well. They don't only sell glasses, so these are the glasses, but they also sell screen protectors, so you can put a blue light filter on your actual monitor screen, so you don't have to wear the glasses, but you're always protected because you have the filter on the monitor itself. Now, that's what I probably would have gone with if I didn't have a curved ultra wide as my monitor. They don't make the filter for a 34-inch curved ultra wide because, well, I mean, come on, what's the target market for that? I mean, it's tiny. So they do make it for like a normal size 1080p panel, like a 16:9 panel. They definitely do that. So if you're interested, you can go to their website, which I assume is probably ocushield.com or ocushield.co.uk. Oh yeah, here we go. www.ocushield.com. So if you're interested in exploring any of their products, then feel free to check them out there. I'm not recommending them yet because I haven't been wearing them long enough, haven't decided my opinion yet. But if you want to do some looking into some research, that's where you do it. But they do not have my recommendation yet. They might do, they might get it, but we haven't decided yet. Pavel's joined. Oh, I love Pavel. Pavel has been watching my videos for God knows how long. I don't know why. I don't know why he has watched them for so long, because when he started watching my videos was actually what we were talking about earlier when I used to do my Amazon reviews. I think Pavel joined the channel very shortly after that sort of period, and the videos back then, I'll be the first to admit, they were horrendous. They were so awful. So Pavel, I love you. Thank you for sticking with me for this long. I think we've got to a point now where I think my videos are a lot better. But boy, do I look back on those old ones and cringe. The Bluetooth speaker review. Oh, and I did the DEEPCOOL CPU cooler review. That is some cringe-worthy content right there. Like, my head, I look like Megamind, right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the film Megamind, but I look like Megamind in that video. Like, my hair is so huge. It doesn't stop. It's ridiculous. And you could tell how nervous I was. I looked so nervous in that video. I was filming it in the back garden of my mum's house. I filmed part of it in the kitchen. Yeah, it was horrendous. It was a terrible video, but it was fun. And if I hadn't have made it, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have this t-shirt. And actually, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the channel before. My channel used to be called BritBox. So it wasn't called RMDTECH. RMDTECH was the name that came later. The channel was originally called BritBox. So British box. I used to unbox things, so that's where the box came from, and I was British and BritBox. Very uncreative. In fact, it's probably more creative in my current name, which is RMDTECH, because RMD is my initials. Tech, you get the idea. So the name was originally BritBox, and for those of you watching in the UK, you'll probably be aware that BritBox is now an actual thing. So there is a streaming service called BritBox. I think it's between the BBC and ITV, and they own britbox.co.uk. But when I was making videos under the title of BritBox, the streaming service didn't exist, and so I owned britbox.co.uk. I obviously didn't renew it because I changed the channel name. I let it, I abandoned it. But if I had kept hold of that URL, if I had that domain, and they wanted britbox.co.uk and they wanted to set up their streaming service, I could have made some money there. Definitely could have made some money there, but damn. Oh well. Live and learn, eh? But yeah, so that's, I could have done. But the channel used to be called BritBox. So if you look back at my older videos, look back at my old intro, so maybe the first I don't think it even lasted 10 videos, but the first 5 videos I'm sure were probably BritBox brand. Try saying that 5 times fast. BritBox branded. Yes, the first 5 or so videos were BritBox branded. It's hard. So yeah, look back, because we've certainly come a long way from the days where I was looking like that and doing those reviews. Very, very poor quality stuff. I mean, I had channels before this. I had, I think the first YouTube video I ever uploaded was probably 2010. I did a Lego stop motion animation that I made on holiday with my dad. That was the first video I ever uploaded. It's like Lego Dino Terror, something like that. I then had a different channel which I created with a friend that I went to school with, where we made Minecraft videos. They were so I won't say the channel name because I don't know whether this person's comfortable with me mentioning it, so I won't say the channel name. But we made Minecraft videos. There was no commentary. They're about 1 or 2 minutes long. There's absolutely no point to them whatsoever, but they were edited, not in video editing software, not even in Windows Movie Maker. What? Oh, I can't remember. Don't quote me on this, but I know for a fact, I know for sure, for definite, the intro that we made for those videos was made in Microsoft PowerPoint. Nothing on this channel has ever been made in Microsoft PowerPoint. Nothing for any video should be made in Microsoft PowerPoint. But our intro for those videos was made in Microsoft PowerPoint using clip art. So we've definitely come a long way from that, I can tell you that. I mean, even after that channel, I had a different channel, and that one I can tell you about because it was just purely my channel. And that channel was called The Roberto 9009. And I made Minecraft videos, I made lots of gameplay videos, but I didn't make them on a computer because this was... Surely I had I thought I had a computer by this point. Maybe I didn't. But at least the first couple of videos, maybe not all of them. Right, no, definitely not all of them. But maybe the first couple were filmed on my old Advent laptop. It was an Advent Q200, I think it was. So it had an Intel, either Pentium or Celeron, 2 GB of RAM, a non-HD screen. It was horrendous. It was an absolutely terrible laptop, but that's what I filmed my videos on. And I think my first ever videos were on FTL, that's what it's called, Faster Than Light, FTL. FTL and Game Dev Tycoon. I think they were the two series I was doing. It's just so bad. I started every single video by saying, "What's up, my smexy looking gamers?" That is cringe. That is some cringe stuff right there. But that's what I did. And you know, you look back on things like that and you do cringe and you think, hey, that's pretty disgusting. But I wish I hadn't have done that. But yeah. You gotta weigh it up, because if I hadn't have done that, I probably wouldn't be here doing this. I wouldn't have this awesome community. You know, I wouldn't have, in fairness, I wouldn't have made all this money. You know, I mean, I don't make lots, but I have, you know, the average video I makes a couple of quid at best. Things like the Wish PC video, that's done well. You know, I've bought, you know, my laptop is is in here. I'll show you it. It's a Surface Book. It's a Microsoft Surface Book Pro 2. Is it Pro? No, Surface Book 2. It's the base model. It's the cheapest one, in fairness. But I bought it with the money from the Wish PC video. I then still had a significant amount of money left over. And this is when it was pretty new. So I bought it sort of not brand new, but it had the box, all the accessories. So it cost about £1,000 or so. Definitely not the fastest, but I wanted a touchscreen. I needed a touchscreen for university work, especially with the pen support. That was great, and I'd had Surface products before, and I loved them. So yeah, no, it's one that I'm thinking of replacing. I can't remember the name of the company. The company that Linus Tech Tips is just Linus Sebastian from Linus Tech Tips. He's just invented Framework framework. I am considering buying a framework laptop when they come to the UK. They're not in the UK yet. I think it's only US and Canada at the moment. But when they come to the UK, I'm definitely considering buying one because it's something I'm 100% behind. 100% want to support them. I think they're great products. Bit on the expensive side, you know. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to spend £1,000 on the laptop anymore because I don't have that sort of money to burn. But yeah, I want to support the company, so I'd at least consider it when they come to the UK. And it is when, because I think they are definitely coming, it's just not yet. So yeah, that's the part. I can't really remember what we were talking about previously, if I'm being honest. But yeah, you know, Shane, yeah, you're right. Yeah, when a hobby can pay for itself, it can pay for itself and it can pay for some nice little extras. It's perfect, you know. And this hobby does it. You know, it's not a huge money maker. It does pay for itself, and that's about it. You know, it's at the point where, you know, I don't earn enough to get a YouTube payout every month. It's not enough for that. It is enough, but you know, a couple of times a year. Yeah, a couple of times a year we might get together. Sorry, I got a text on my watch and I was reading that. It's at the point where a couple of times a year I'll get a decent payout. And hold on one second, because I've just heard someone downstairs and I'm supposed to be home alone. We're okay. It's all okay. It was just the post. It sounded like someone walking around, but it was just the post. I got a book. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the book. Here we go. This is a used book. I like to buy my things used where I can. But this is a book called Prisoners of Geography. It was a book recommended to me by a colleague. And it sort of, you know, it sounds like the sort of thing that I would enjoy. I like, you know, little interesting things like this. But it's essentially about geopolitics and why certain, you know, well, perfect summary here. It shows how geography shapes not just history, but destiny. So yeah, it's a book that I plan on reading. It's the hardback copy. I got it on Amazon for, I think it was £6 or £7. So yeah, haven't read it yet, but would recommend, you know, it sounds very interesting. So if it sounds like something you guys might be interested in, take a look. Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall. Yeah, definitely something I'm excited to read. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I think we're probably going to call the live stream there. Yeah, spontaneous unboxing live stream, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, no, I think we are going to call the live stream there because there isn't actually that much more for me to go over. We're pretty much there. My voice is getting pretty tired. So yeah, I think it's probably about time I rest that. I've got loads of chores I need to be doing today. So we're going to call the live stream there. But I want to say a huge thank you to all you guys for coming out, watching the live stream. You know, it was completely impromptu. I wasn't expecting really many people to join. You know, it's terrible timing for people in America and terrible timing for people in the UK, and they're my two largest demographics, so wasn't expecting many people to be joining in on this one, but really glad that, you know, a couple of you guys did. I think I saw the highest number that we saw was about 7 or 8 people, which is certainly a very low amount, but it's a number that I'm incredibly happy with, because I would have been happy with just one. Just all I need is one person to come along, say hello, and I'm happy. So the fact that we smashed that, I'm very grateful. So yeah, thank you guys all for coming out and watching. If this is something you guys want to see more of, then let me know. You know, message me, send me a tweet, Discord, whatever. Reach out. There's so many ways you can reach out to me. So just let me know. Reach out, and we can have a chat. You can let me know that, you know, this is something you want to see more of, and if there's enough of you that want to see this, then we'll make this a more regular occurrence. Maybe not for this long, but maybe, yeah, it's the sort of thing that we can certainly do going forwards, and it can be a bit more structured and sort of have some more things to do. We could even play some games. We could do a live stream of a PC build. We can do all sorts. There's so many possibilities. The sky is the limit, but there are videos that are going to be coming out soon. I promise you I am working on them. You've seen I've started working on this. We have officially started working on a new video live on air today. So we'll see that hopefully coming soon. We're going to have the Windows XP PC coming soon. We're going to have all sorts. So there's lots to look forward to. So just make sure you stay subscribed. That's the main thing. Stay subscribed, get liked, go in the Discord, have a chat, and I will see you all hopefully very shortly in a new upcoming video. So thanks guys for watching. And I will awkwardly come over here and end the live stream. Bye.